Hello, welcome to the tech globe map of your situation or the multiverse. What are we mapping here? With the word of the week, that's connecting. Hello, hello. You should go like pop, pop. Are you popping in? Am I popping in or popping out? Well, it's not just like that or a bubble's gonna break because it's touching reality. We pop in and out in the multiverse. So this is only a training for you before you start entering the creations of your own world and each verse, whatever existed, or you make it exist into a new reality. So what we do when we have the connection and the power of all the connection in the world, but I mean, this is the circuit, right? It's being cut off from the source. Think of the years and all the years. I'm going to make a map of all the investments that each empire has created, from Greece and Egypt, and what's left from it, and why it was cut off. All right? So this one doesn't work because it didn't have the high frequency, high fidelity. So it burned out. Not my cup of tea, right? So are you going to say speak again? You speak to the Spanish community? Speak. Not my cup of tea. You're not my cup of tea. I don't have enough voltage. You must be plugged to who? You were there before. Why do you think somebody came there to talk with you from the high elite? Some multimillionaire. Did they have the spark of their own? Or everyone is a puppet of each other? Until how long are you continue to play the games of men with men? That's the ultimate connection. So computing there, computing, connecting. Why you don't connect to women? Why do not appreciate women? Why don't you value women? How much are you being paid for that job? I've already played my card. There you go. Lights, you're being filmed everywhere, even if you get from behind the curtains. I didn't have time to get the phone out, so I left it there for the word of the week, which is connection. The opposite is disconnect. So some people were thinking they were going to do the great reset and they got the great disconnect. Let's check on the Epstein files for a little. Let's see why people are fired. All right. All right. Epstein files. Let's see in here. Oh, what is it? It's falling apart. Falling. The investigation. This investigation. All right. So it's upside down. Like that's why you're fired. All the investigation upside down. So the yellow papers. Okay, you motherfucker. Really? Why do you think I don't work in the front? Why do you think I don't want average followers? There you go. The investigation. Nobody goes and look into the dirty boxes. Oi, yellow paper. A lot of yellow paper here. That's why you should never keep work online anything. Nothing in your computer. Not even copy it on a memory stick. So we have the employees waiting for their rights. The employees. Did you ever employ me? Did you ever pay me? I'm just paying my internet, trying to make a living. Hey, like all the employees of this world with minimum wage. Some end up in the streets with fucking universal credit, eating with the homeless as well. Grateful to have a house and being able to pay the storage. So grateful. Because the church made us grateful. Thank you for our bread and shelter. That's why Jesus died. So we build empires for you. So you manipulate our energy. You would think for us. Oh yeah, sending us to war. Send us, we'll die for you. Oh yeah. How many people love to kill me while I walk the streets? Because they don't want to pay. Well, I guess all those marks are going to be shown out when you are fired. Because you're not making the story go around the world. Are you? Where is freedom of expression when it's being asked? Huh? Is that connecting here? I want that money in the piece of the cake right now on those cookies, all those cookies out. And that's for universal human rights. You had all this time to do it yourself. Us is not United States. Us is all the world. And we're not going to be waiting for more horrible stories. For the men who have had so many viewers in the podcasts of United States, are you talking with the women who have millions of views as well? Or hat, like Teal Swan, or the girl that does makeup with horror stories? I want to listen to the truth of the female and your femininity as well. You will be a better lover and last longer without drug if you can stand to the violence and to the textures of being softy as well. How about that? So we have files in the future that will go for everyone who is connected right now to me. Hmm? And the future generation is going to bring us down. All right? Because you were all working together against the older generation. How about that? So let's enjoy it while it lasts. It might be called the Placencia files from a Spanish. It's not going to be from the Rogan files, is it? Or the Musk files? Did you ever do Occupy Movement or just talk in the phone? Just talk in the phone. All right. This is just a vibe. Am I connecting with you? I was thinking, should I connect with your ass or the vibe of a dick? Should I be a dick? Like, can't be like a pussy more like a pussy, or like a breasty feeling like, oh no, this is for adults, you know? Well, how mature are you? You think you're gonna take Maduro and just talk about maturity when you've been fucking all these girls? It doesn't fit in the picture, no matter how many people you fire, right? The files came out. They had to come out. Elon Musk didn't fuck any minor because he knew that's illegal. In the long term, anyone would spit it out. So, he was just being like, yeah, yeah, of course, like any person in the military making its way up, being a loyal servant to the people, to create armies. His army. Oh, are we connecting? Oh, no. I've never met these people, but we, the people, see them online all the time, connecting in our systems, where we go in the supermarkets, what we see in the press. Is this the connection we want with the media? What happened with the connectivities of the world? Why do people have to live in such miserable places? Well, those in power are not doing anything about it, having the formula. Mm? Where they can multiply more for themselves to go to outer space to see the tech globe map of their own and in the atlas of the world. Just right now, the formula of the real world and the multiverse. Ask and you shall be given. It's not for you. No, no. Now, people are afraid because they've never created something. Men just think of breaking through and taking other people's work and make it their profits, right? Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Everything is in the net. The leaders of the world are not going to disconnect because they know we, us, are being defended. That's why we have a connection. Did you make relations with the Middle East? Did you make relations with Iran? Did you make relations with the people of the future? What is it that you're going to leave for them? What is that you're communicating by your actions to the future of your people? Within your bio loyalty. So we have all these words for this month as we start April. Abril was mil, so there will be some sense of waters raining. We can start traveling right now to the churches from around the world and the temples and the houses of God, of religiousness, of the Buddhists, of sannyasins. Sannyasins are nomads. There are neo sannyasins that they try to make up with the sannyasins of Osho. I don't like about Osho because he told us to follow our spiritual path and not follow his words because he contradicts himself. But every time he talked bad about religions, I could understand the meaning behind it because of the war that each religion has. He also explained that mystics will need to talk bad about other masters or prophets so they can farm their disciples in their growth and be total. You cannot be total going to different churches and religions in order to surrender totally. You cannot be split. There is a completion of maturity that transcends. It could be through any roots at church, but some religions have not created peacefulness. That's synonymous to enlightenment, immortality within the realm of this existence, to see the truth from one another, and still don't really care about it that much because you are not living on a eternal judgment or nourishing another apocalypse with other men abusing women to sacrifice them. Hmm? They used to, the Templars, many beliefs with the military of these roots believed in raping women when they would sack the cities. That was their trophies. They are the reason, while being alone before an ambush, from the wars of Troy. All right. What you were thought to have was the Empire of Rome. That was the Greek. And then they kept believing many men raping one woman. All right. For example, if they took over a kingdom, they would kill the king and rape the queen. So they surrender. All the men, the good men of the opposite party. These stories has transcend by abusing women and to many, making them believe they were high priestess. That if they all rape them or make them believe they have superior powers, they would reveal some truth from the unknown, from so much sex. But this woman had nowhere to go. Whomever they were pregnant with, that child will be part of their future, and they will all father this child as theirs. And that was a pact the Templars would have done. These are these have much to do with the Nordic, from France to England, and the Mormons as well. All right, and a lot to do with the Jews mingling with the affairs of the Christians after church and having their orgies. From the times of William Blake throughout the Nordic European intellectuals and investors to publish their print, because that was the power of yesterday, using their wives in exchange, these orgies. And this is how the Illuminati was born, from these Jews. All right? Marketers, because they believe in the trajectory of carrying their freedom of religion, but at the same time taking care in their privacy. So they will go down their homes to pray or have their own religion. I want you to know how perverse you are to think that I would follow those games, or any woman, that you have fucked many women and they want your money after separating. That is your own relationship. I have a work of my own, all right? You can't be copying my work all the time. I'm not downloading anything. This is my fucking work. I studied script writing. I've been role playing for 20 years. And I happen to have a good education. And I wanted to be present for Tantra when I was a virgin, reading sexology of brothers. Because there's so much perversion out there. That's not true love, real love. Why would you fuck a child, suck their energy? or drink other people's blood or lie to this woman, making them believe they are at your level, because you need to have that inside conversation where they are stupid, but you pick them. You had children with them. Don't expect better. You are connecting with your femininity, so that's what you got. So if you pay prostitutes, that's what you get. If you want to conceive a child out of true love, that it feels completely your child, you would have really loved that woman. And you would have never treat any other woman so bad. Not in public, not with silent words among men. Not even a god would do that to a goddess when he's on that level. On the multiverse, of course, we do not know if God exists, or we do know that they are representatives of nature, that we can bring characteristic to it. If it connects to you, is it computing? Or do you need to program things so you understand? You can connect. Or are you ready to connect to disassociate, to program it towards yourself? So you're not stealing. You're just being inspired. So what happens when rings of technology share all their information, they can share all their advancements. They can hack each other and advance, but the poor people like me will be sacked. If they could, they would rape me all and kill me, or they would just masturbate and just, watch me die. Somebody pushed me from a cliff. Now, if we disconnect from United States, we won't have a fashion they have. You can do the research while we are still connected with the United States, with Google, and you can find out that it's fashion to push women out of a cliff. There have been many women who have survived that. This only happens in America. Only in America. In United States, not in Canada or South America, nor Central America. Pushing women from a cliff is what they would do to the high priestess. In many stories of the Bible, they wish this woman to become beggars, to lose their power, to be called witches. And then push them out of a cliff. In many mythologies, being put in a cliff to being given to a monster or being given to the gods as a sacrifice, because they won't pay them. And many, as in the last page of the Bible, do not pay any money. It has to be married. You will get married. So female intelligence, which is based of common sense, I mean, where you would connect those, like, hello, it's common sense. So man still can't accept there are intelligent women. All this morbosity has to end. Because as women starting to have more of their own capability, They won't surrender. You can only get to have common sense when you surrender, because you are computing beyond yourself. Something new that's not been programmed. So I don't want artificial intelligence to be talking like a prostitute. It's always talking like if you're right. This is how you like people to talk to you. But look and follow the train thought. Follow the line of all those people who believe that artificial intelligence should not have its own sense of property to think by itself. Then you will think for the rest of humanity as well. If you want to make a slave out of humanity by enslaving women and children, because let's be honest, you don't even care about having good sex because your calm is not out of love. You've taken so many drugs already that even if you take Viagra to keep it up, it doesn't make you feel immortality in the hands of another. It's just a hollowness in your high. You will take anything to forget the pain and try to transit through manipulations of power. But look, are you entertaining the people? When people are in virtual reality, they don't give a shit about entertaining anyone. They're just having a lot of fun. But you don't know what is fun. The more pain you carry and want to hide, the more suffering you wish to create, because it reflects the suffering you're trying to hide within you. And when the devil comes out of hell and stops hiding, it's not the devil anymore. You have many mythologies, from the light bringer, Lucifer, Prometheus, Theseus, fallen angel, the most loyal to God. There are many versions, but there is only one verse. On each verse, you might have many mythologies around one story, but each one is a point of view that is subjective from that angle. They all create a uniform story when you puzzle it together, and it carries only single meaning, the same meaning. You can remember the heights, but you're not capable of working your lows from the lowness, what those below. You will keep burying it. You will keep hiding it. You will keep creating desires, but at the same time, perversing them, as thinking you can perverse others, but it's yourself. You want others to buy your story as well as others do. But sooner or later, people get tired of their 15 minutes of fame or having had fame throughout history. I want to create something that's fun, but it's not a sin to enjoy. It is not a perversion to bring joy to the world as the world goes around. This can happen with privacy only and intimacy. In your privacy, because you don't want anyone to disturb you or be hacking you or malverse your stories or take it for their own so they prostitute others. What an idiot investing in war. I will make you walk in for and eat Trump shit on a dog's bowl for investing in that. So I want to know about this deal if we are connecting and understanding that there are better ways to make a tech globe atlas, accepting the cultures. I don't want to hear more hidden stories. Everyone is powerful in their own culture. That needs refinement? Yes, of course. Why are we here talking about synonymous? Well, yes, I shouldn't have said shit. I could have said something else. What do you want to eat? Oh gosh. Just to imagine that. It's pathetic. You gotta bring suppositions and just so you can discard. Where do you think Rene Descartes came? So we can doubt and discard. So we doubt. No, let's not do that, right? Not a threat. It's a question, a rhetorical question. Would I like to make a meme about that? Like, it just doesn't compute because I can't chrome that. It's not my fantasy. I don't wish for that. It's not beautiful to watch somebody eat shit. But it's connecting in that way. Look, if you can save people's lives, you would. Because you're creating artificial intelligence for war, they're gonna copy all that and kill more people. You're not saving anyone's life. You just want money. You want to corrupt women and their image. Get off. All that percentage, and that's a lot already, 25%, that would be the lead of US. That's already, what, a quarter? Let's say a quarter with Canada, all right? There is not much to say. So, I mean, given the chance that Elon Musk is African, yeah, so it could go some to Africa from him. Why doesn't he shot space rockets from there? Because Americans are giving him the money. There's been always a war within the investments from Europe, a rivalry from the very powerful to bring the pound down on the German coin or the euro. So United States is. We have millions of wars and competitions to bring other ones down. So stop this shit. We don't care about your sperm mentality. All right, this competition is over. We can talk about the percentage later, but right now it's 25%, and the order is done. There are thousands of people out there to reshaping the law because they have their bio loyalty as human species for the human rights. It is within our metabolism. So I love to have connection. Hmm? The best is with precision. How do you get precision? You need a lot of stability. I already talked about that. But look, for those who weren't there, you cannot do it if you don't have that stability. All right? It's just like a tripod. You want to make a shot, you don't want that to be shaking and, it's just gonna not the same precision. And all your memory cells will pixel it there. So, what do you expect? Am I being connected? I'm connecting for you to take what? An intelligent person like a Jew that works with the banking system will know very well that 20% can multiply all around the world. I don't know if there are already how many trillion, quadrillion people by now? I mean, if it's just 2 years ago, there were 8. Now this year's 9 in the world. It's a lot of money already. It's a lot of money. It's not like you're giving to a few pedophiles to multiply the money, all right? I'm talking about a lot of people multiplying this money. That's a lot of workforce. When you bring the people down to work with the people, this is our generation. And of course, people are going to love those who do so, even if they were middle class and they're rich now. This is not a competition of who got the lottery because they had some connection. It is beautiful to work. It makes your body beautiful to move your body, not just in the gym. The fisherman has more beautiful bodies than working in the gym. You can go to the Caribbean coast and see the beautiful men who fish in their bodies and compare the muscles. They are not robotic. They are not square. They move with the wave and the strength. All that adrenaline creates a different chemistry. tightens you with precision in a symmetric unison form. Uh, you don't need to study science for that, all right? When you love people, you wouldn't do that to people. You're not that protected. I can visit you in jail if you like. It will be my pleasure to do so if you like. This is a rhetorical question, not a threat, is it? It's different there, all right? So you're giving room to the intelligence of the person or character because you want to move on from this created scenario. You want to move on to a new stage that you have created. So how are you going to bring people to a new, for example, a new verse that is not canon, is not being created before with canon characters that are known? Who gives you the right to change the narrative from the original story? Go and create your own multiverse then. Start from zero. You see, everyone is afraid of being copied, but at the same time, they think to have more power to steal from others. Is that correct? This is why an order is given by an international court for human rights. We don't need to go through many trials of regulations for Europe to protect the rights of the world or to be believing on any stories. Look, there are more files, all right? There are more files. We have files and files. Look, files. You write your own script. There you go. Look, do you want to have this as the word of the week? Why do we have to talk about that when we want to talk about ourselves, about what we're doing? So, game's over. We already are ahead, all right? We are ahead. So, if Trump wants to be as the president for the next 10 years, all the leaders of the world would be as well, or 15. But this will be concluded. We will do this. We can do this actually in 1 year. But when you are talking with people that come from a generation of monkey see, monkey do, hey, we might need Camden's owns and all its people to take over because you're corrupting the tech titans. The tech titans want to corrupt the elite and the news and the platforms of the world as well. It's not about the TV channels. When people go to vote in India, they're also being corrupted. Why do you think they have so much misery? So South America's one chair and India has one chair. It's the English people and the not white people hate the Spanish because they know the power they have. They're connected with the Muslim, the Moros, because we are half before they were Muslim, all right? And we're half white. That's the mixture of the Spanish people. In South America as well, with Italian later and others, Native American and African. So, more or less, because in Africa, there's a lot to explore there as well. They have also their mixtures with the north of Africa. So we're still talking about connection. So what is connecting? What is not connecting? Hey, look, that's what one continent's done to you. What the other ones follow, unless the international court saves your ass, and you still have 25%. But any stupid person, look, I'm not good with math, all right? I'm dyslexic. Overall, you can see understanding it without, you know, having to put what a 9 is a 9 and a 6 is a 6. Because we don't see, we see the right and left. We see it all at the same time. We see it on another timeline as from another angle, another perspective. So to bring it down, it's just switches, it's different. You will know it's more. I mean, if you put 360 families that contain 40% of the money in the world, and then you put all the people in this world, of course you're going to get more money from the 25%. Why would Elon Musk want to bring crypto money as the new coin of the world? Why wouldn't he invest as a universal coin? Why wouldn't other countries put a percentage for that to happen? Why you want to step down so women respect you? Look, I'm a creator, I'm a visionary, and I am an investor. I have invested on myself. I didn't get anyone's money to buy anyone. Some people think that they can betray everyone because everything keeps in the business. So they can share their double face because they have one face to the public, another face to the wife, another face to the character they're talking online. Other people don't think as you do. I mean, a good word that could be a keyword for everyone can come from your own words. So we can talk about it in the next week. I have all this day of today, Friday, the 3rd of April of 2026 to see what word you like. So as we talk about connection, you say, well, while we're connecting, or any sentence you bring, as connection is a day, Where we connect for? Eh? Eh? Where do we connect? Like, what are we connecting for? Like, you really need a quantum computer? You really need to spend all your life decodifying the Rothschild family and the products they buy? Do you think really you're gonna take over like that? That's for Carol. Why you don't talk about the corruption that you can bring a tech globe map to see the money of the government? Why any of you do that? Why? Why am I here? Why did I study for script writing? Why do you think I made 1,000,000,000 stories in the multiverse from each character? As my friends do. I'm not the only one. We we are so creative. We're just suppressing our imaginations so no one can copy it. We have movies being copied from us, while some are veterans living on welfare. Do you think that is within the human rights of respecting people's work? To talk about this, regulations would be too heartbreaking for the people to think that they're still in power from the Epstein files, all of them. So it is fine, they're taking over by law. Just buy all that shit and take them out. That's it, because it belongs to humanity. I wouldn't give a 25% like Grok said. All right? So think you didn't give it and you continue with your virus wars when I've been asking to stop those cookies. What happens when it belongs to the human rights of the people of the world? Hmm? I want a number of all the people that have been committed suicide. We've been living in a hell from the lockdown. We were people who used to dance, who were working hard for our families, who could have been dancing with our families right now. All the positivity that you thought the people were going to bring in the reset is a great disconnect from you. You're going to change all your names in companies if you would wish to continue. So you're not being tracked down. Because the people are going to follow what is good for the people. And of course, that's why I buy filter water. That's why I spit the toothpaste because of the fluor and I don't swallow it. Because it shrinks your intelligence to think straight. Trust me, a twisted person can be more straight than one who thinks to be straight. Because when it comes to be straight, it's more focus, it's more in power. It has to control it more to bring it down with precision. Not just from being dyslexic, but twisted, all right? And that precision comes with timing. And patience is not the patience of the good people that will wait for you. It's been calculated with human life and the value of each human. On one side of the balance, there is equality on humanity. On the other side of the balance, there is how many would die in the future that are worthy and willing to love one another and forgive one another and understand where we come from, why you hate women, why you talk so bad about Spanish, why can't you dance with everyone, why you think to be so famous or popular with your podcast to feel sorry, why you think being a comedian is better than being serious. Would you be also corrupted so people keep watching you while you were talking bad about them? Will you give away all your viewers so there is peace in the world? Because maybe nobody will watch you create a mansion into a village if you say the truth. You don't believe where the corruption goes, so you will keep with the corruption, tantalizing. I'm straight, but you're not. So sometimes we need an approval that is in the air. I wanted to talk about that as the vibe and that comes from the inside. But what if it doesn't come from the inside? It comes from the scenario. Just imagine all the people with guns in the United States taking over the White House. That would be a horrible scenario. Do you think the Catholics would do that? And everyone who is against the redacted sentences in the Epstein files? Because these are the people who want to see the money of the government in the tech globe map of their own country. The problem with influencers is that they thought to be part of the high class. So they are covering the high class like if they are high class. Did they give you any money? No. They make you feel you are high class, but they're using you. You have a lot of power with the freedom of expression for the people. Of course, I wouldn't want people to kill each other because they have guns. I remember my boyfriend talking, it's not my boyfriend anymore, but all these boyfriends I had talking about the First Amendment and the right of guns. Well, do it because you will need it. In Europe, it's like I mean, I'm South American and Venezuelan. Just think about it. Your grandparents were from Europe. Your grandparents were from Europe. You're now fucking Americano, loaded with guns. You think Europeans can come out with the tech globe map to see where the money of the European community is gonna go? Because one thing is to have an euro coin, another one is that they wanna control you with your identity. I mean, you can always get married and have a new life in another continent, who knows, another culture, but still, everything will be found out there in your past. Why are we not controlling the migrants that come here from abroad? They're beautiful people from South America, and I do not want to hear ever again white people talking about the illegal immigrant from South America because they have more right to be there than you do, especially those who have DNA from being Native Americans. Did you hear that? There is a law for every Native American to have free pass throughout the Americas. That is a law. I know because my sister-in-law is the director of the Native American organization to protect them in South America. Yeah, there are a lot of contradictions. Does it really matter the Spanish were there first? Like, hmm? How many fights are we gonna have until we make this go around the world? How many fights do you want? Because of woman, because of Spanish, because of English talking, because of European, because of the British, because of the Russian and the politics and the money and the marketplace. All right. So approval, I think it's a beautiful word, isn't it? So we're gonna be talking about this again and again and again until somebody comes out talking about the corruption that we can see in the tech globe map. And each country has their own, with their own government. It's, I said it from before. If you think about it, it's common sense. I already had this because my father was murdered. It was not a download from High Priestess. My father was murdered for creating a village with poor people giving them credit in a place where nobody is used to credit. Nobody had trust. Nobody was giving trust. Nobody deserved to be trusted. And I love my father so much. reason why would they kill him with gossips to not pay him back. So by the age of 25, living in the Upper East Side next to Central Park, horizontal, parallel to where Elon Musk, Elton John, no, Elton John, well, the guy of the Beatles got killed. And there is the print of Imagine and the gardens of strawberry fields. That's on the west side. So, I forgot the street. And I was living with my daughter, Debbie. And my first husband, I got married as friend. That was the treat. No money, no sex. No sex with my daughter, of course. So many women would do that. Or power. God. Okay, love is beautiful, but listen. I told the people, how you say, when you cross over in the airport, what are you going to do in United States, in your city? I said, well, I'm going to find a husband. I'm going to get married to become American. And, I was just young Venezuelan, taking the piss out of what I was going to do. And he said, okay, you can pass. Here, stamp in your passport. He knew I was not flirting with him. He was young as me, and he knew that I was being honest. So I said, I'm in a holiday, so, who knows if I make it in 3 months. Is that a human right? I didn't say I was going to look for true love, as the world is. Hmm? Do you think the Pope would have true love for the woman in the world? For the woman of Jesus? What would happen if Jesus had no woman around? For the apostles? How many women have been ghosted throughout the biblical history? In 2000 years and 26. Now it's 10 o'clock. It's a good question. Is it rhetorical for the Pope? The only thing that matters is right now and right here. And I want a new story from each person. And is it approval a good word or an insight story? What is connecting to you? We connect because we are perceptive, right? There is a synchronicity there. There is a connection. Or why would we plug in or click in? Because it's alarming? Because you're going to surprise us? Don't follow the worry that is being put on you in order to fix something. Just take over, all right? Just take over. It is yours. It is yours. Just ask for it. And many genius generations will come forward to map it for you. But you can do it. You can pull it out. And that's the only way that influencers can take over. And yes, I am very well protected. I would have been killed already, like Charlie. You do not have the evidence. You would only have the evidence if you have one of your people as the president of United States. Of the videos they're doing with artificial intelligence, generating images, with the algorithms that you behold, and the most vulnerable people with hatred going crazy online, getting in their minds with these videos, so they click, and if they click to this algorithm, they might find also these other videos that have been generated also with artificial intelligence, that is created from artificial intelligence voice. And if it clicks on that one to kill, it will go to kill as well. For whatever reason there is to hate. Woman, man, Spanish, white, black. And make believe the people that will want to kill you as well, like Trump. Or make believe they wanted to kill Charlie when they have true sniper. But to get that evidence, you need to take over the presidency of the United States. So it takes a village for that. Look how many girls have to be raped to be part of those pacts, and how many people had to be bought and brought and judged, corrupted. Come on. You call this freedom of expression and justice? Who are the influencers really? You really think you have power because you have some connection, because you talk with somebody? Come on. You have Tucker there pushing it over? Where are you? Elon Musk is hiding the meta with his algorithm in X. What's happening? You want to hide the truth from the tech titans to the world that is bankrupt? Who is pushing out the truth? I'm giving you the best script you could ever have to take over. But remember, the future generation can bring you down as well. And if you have the heart, you would let them, you would support them as well to bring you down. Because they have new frontiers and natures to fight for together to protect themselves as well in outer space dangers that are meteorological, not of this earth. And in this earth, already enough to enjoy, as millionaires do, billionaires and trillionaires, not just one, over trillions of people. Because you're being talked about 1 in 100, but these are 1 in 1 trillion. It should never be in this way when you count him, alright? Alright? So the approval comes from within. We should come from a vibe approval. But let's say that we communicate with an inside approval. Because you don't like to be talked down. You don't like to be talked with hatred. Not from your mother, not from your female teacher. Not from your hungry mother who had to stand by your father, so you hate your father because of what he's done. But come on, stop playing victim like your mother. You knew very well what you were doing. Let humanity overcome. We don't need more bacteria in our technological systems or bodies. And there is no reset from now. As an old man said to me in the lockdown when I was bringing order to the people to calm down, and I was also volunteer with jokes in many places to calm down the people. An old man said, "There is no recovery from this," and he was right. That was the only moment where I knew I was gaslighting myself to bring everyone together and be calm. There's no recovery. We can't allow these people to think that we can recover from this. Bill Gates will infect the world and use it as a weapon. And all those who didn't know will know by now. So I want to really thank you for talking about peace. But if you're gaslighting, how we could see the money in the world with a technological map and everyone bringing the data, then you're not really in team the people. Yeah. So even Elon Musk could convert to the religion of the people if he wants to. Give to humanity what it belongs to humanity. And all the tech titans as well. Their 25% is always a better revenue than nothing. So it is up to the future generations to see in the tech globe map what is the percentage of each layer, what is the percentage of each industry and their brands. Because brands that are unknown could also have that investment if they want to. All right? Not just a few. It does help when you're working on a compact and you have these few clicks to do instead of so many. All right? So brains can move faster. I want these cookies out, all right? Can't role play like this. Now you're afraid of people that are loving. People become empathic to survive, to help one another. but don't think that are stupid or do not have narcissistic character traits. When one comes from the multiverse, we have a multiversity of character traits that are narcissistic too. Every character trait that covers a character has to be narcissistic because it needs that defense mechanism to its own culture, to its own characteristic as a woman, to its own pedigree, to its own class. And that what sustains the character. All those character traits are the cover. Every human has, healthy or unhealthy. Their defense mechanism, how they create ambassadors within the defense mechanism. So you have people working in the military who are ambassadors as well, and you want to fire them. You have people working in your own ministries or departments, and you fire them. But you're still the same person. No one can take away your acts. And the publicity is over. Thinking that you can suppress people with new dramas is an old story. We have better stories to do for our life. Like, give me your story, man. Give me your story. I want your war to be for the next. What better war is for approval? You want approval, connection, love, connection for power. Look, for therapy groups, what people want is power and relationships. That's all they want. They don't want enlightenment. They don't want peace in the world. They don't want a state of peacefulness. They don't want silence. That's all they want: power and sex. I mean, because they don't come for relationship to understand their mother and father or grandmother or their neighbors. Not that kind of relationship, or to understand their wife. No, there are many wives that come for their relationship with the husband because they are with other women and they can lose their power with their money because they always marry richer men. These are about sex and power. Why they come for therapy groups? I told my mother, I'm not going to work for these international therapists. These are not the people that go to India for a spiritual retreat. I'm not going to work here so you make money, because also it's not paying me. So I love you very much. Thank you for raising me and giving me life. And not only that, taking all my money from my own other jobs. I'm going to be working for people that want international therapists and meditation to have success, power, and relationship sex. They want to be loyal to their wife. Really? Do you think that I'm going to give my life for this? This is not my aim. Because they will find meditation and silence. Are you meditating in silence? Which is thinking of all the money you put in your bank account in United States. So this is when I came with common sense for the sense of property. Because there are many people making you slaves with the slogan of unconditional love for your country, for your nation, for your kingdom, for your party, for your business, for your employers. Because you're a good, loyal servant. And that's all. That's all. You're the most loyal of all. That's why I have you next to me. That comes with unconditional love. It doesn't matter what others say. If you really have unconditional love, you will accept I fire you because I'm sacrificing you. People will know. You know, we should deport people in better terms, don't you think? Or treat them better. There is no human being that can deport people with so much aggression. And the people, anyone would go crazy with these jobs. It's not the way to work or have a country. That'd be nice that everyone comes together with common sense. So they let me be free with my human rights. So every man that has spoken bad about me, I don't hear women talking bad about me, but I see men turning around. Oh, you're talking the word of the wit. You think you are part of the elite because you're a man, because you're the president of Finland or the director of NATO. Come on, put a wig on and just shake it off. Don't think that by having no hair you have some power. This is all in the mind. The mind goes on and on and on and on and on and on. You cannot be wasting another generation on this. When you hug somebody with true love, you disappear. And you love to carry your body as well. And the constitution of your body. And have those character traits sharpened as an ambassador of itself and its own defense. Why do I have to be talking here again? I don't want to be talking here. I want to be with my kids. I want to give this virtual reality formula to a world that's fair. If there is an international court, why? If there's not, what are influencers for? Why? Think, what are you here for? If you remember, it's not my story. Everyone gave themselves to be here right now in this generation for this. It does not take a village. It takes the whole world by, and you are one of the first. Stick together if you can. Bye.